You had some findings where you sort of showed in this thing here from the EV day, where the integration piece of Tesla and how they integrated everything appeared to be more cohesive than the sort of segmented departmental approach of other automakers. Talk about some of those findings.
Well, I think one of the things you have to look at is Tesla is basically a Silicon Valley
Startup.
mindset.
Yeah.
Startup. And, you know, it's so much different than what you get in Detroit. You know, in Detroit you got Continental down the street, you got these guys over here, you've got Delphi, you've got people you can go pull from.
Mm-hmm.
California is taking a whole different approach to how they're addressing this. They're saying, well, I don't want to buy 8,000 pieces. Let's design a new chip that does all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's easy. I think the mindset is so different that it's so much easier for Silicon Valley mindset people to integrate. You know, make my car an iPhone. I don't care. That's a good idea. And so you get some of those savings. Where the mindset differs is just like what Sandy said about the body in white. You know, we can do that stuff here in Detroit all day long. Out in California, maybe not so good.
Mm-hmm.
But the other stuff, the integration, the being able to have a vehicle without a fuse box, the things of, you know, the battery management system, that's stellar. You know, as far as keeping the batteries
For Tesla.
mm-hmm. is just absolutely stellar. So all of those things that are based off of chipsets,
Well,
pull in
but
all
it's
the
more
stuff
than
together.
that. I mean, the super bottle is a great example of how the normal automotive companies don't work together, and Tesla does.
Yeah.
So that super bottle crosses many lines that you can't cross here. I mean, if I'm in charge of engine cooling or battery cooling, I don't want I don't want nothing to do with cooling the cabin and yet we've got the motor cooling, the battery cooling,
and
electronics, and the and all going through one little bottle that's got some clever little ball valves that open and close to make sure that everything's getting heated or everything's being cooled to where it needs to be. That's really, I mean, so I'm taking something that I would have a pile like this of bits and pieces, and they've got this super bottle. That's, I mean, we all thought that was the best thing in the whole damn car.
Yeah.
Because, and then there's the pride aspect. It's got a little bottle in it. It looks like Superman with little wings and stuff like that. That doesn't happen. You're not allowed to do that shit ever. And there's an adage that came from Japan. The nail that sticks up must be pounded down. I mean, and that happens. And I watched it happen where people thought, you know, well, I'm going to have, you know, have a little of my own glory or whatever. That doesn't happen. But at Tesla, I don't know everything about what goes on. I don't know anything really that goes on. I'm only getting this stuff secondhand, but they don't have the same rigor when it comes to a hierarchy or whatever. I don't know how it works, but they seem to be able to travel between different departments in order to make things happen.
My guess is just an open floor, and you have departments sort of intermingling and working together to try and solve problems.
I don't think they have departments. I think what they have is a what can we do for the car instead of what can I do for my seat?
For myself.
And career.
And the car career thing isn't probably registered there yet. I know that a lot of people that I've talked to have left because they thought they were going to be promoted and didn't get it,
Sure.
and they got pissed off and left, or they thought they were going to get a big bonus or a big something and got pissed off and left, or they weren't listened to. I mean, in a lot of cases, if you come in with a technology, you know, I'm the best guy in the world at cabin cooling, and they don't use you, or they figure out how to get rid of it, then you're of no value anymore. You kind of you're your knowledge has gone to zero, and they get out that way too. But almost I don't think I've heard anybody say anything really bad about their experience.
Mm-mm.
They just said it was vastly different than anything else. And even the guys that were there couldn't describe how the system actually works.
Yeah, and sometimes I think even work patterns are so different with the Silicon Valley mindset than they are with
Yeah.
the rest of the industrialized part of the country that, you know, we do it here, well, we're going to be here till 11 o'clock tonight.
Yeah.
We do it here sometimes, but not at the same
Yeah.
extent like with Apple and,
Sure.
and Microsoft and all those companies out there where guys stay and work 18 hours a day all the time and it becomes their life. That allows for, you know, a totally different feel in the workplace.
Mhm.
And, you know, this kind of stuff has been going on for a long time because I remember when they first started making digital motion controllers that came out of California. And the first couple I got had marijuana leaves on the circuit boards, and we're going, oh my God, these guys are cool.
Yeah.
And
Scrape that off.
and you know, it's that whole different attitude. You know, when I got my analog motor drives, they didn't have anything on, so they didn't even have circuit boards hardly. But you get these new digital guys, and they've got marijuana leaves and all that, and they're having more fun at work.
Sure.
Yeah.
You know, it's
And
different.
by the way, that wasn't a metaphor. We will be here till 11 o'clock.
Yeah.
We've got a phone call. It starts at 9, and the Chinese love to gas on until they
Yeah.
Until we fall asleep.
until they fall asleep.